Our live watch party for the Indiana Fever vs. Dallas game because it was going to be the first time that Caitlin Clark and Paige Bueckers would be going up against one another in.
Good Lord, it was domination, 102-83.
But she did come away with 14 points, 13 assists, and 5 steals.
WNBA goes nuts after Caitlin Clark destroyed Paige Bueckers in huge win. Caitlin Clark just torched Paige Bueckers in the most hyped rookie showdown the WNBA has ever seen, and it wasn't close. The Indiana Fever obliterated the Dallas Wings 102-83 in a game that had the entire league on fire. This was a statement, and Clark made sure everyone felt it.
This was a highly anticipated game because it was going to be the first time that Caitlin Clark and Paige Bueckers would be going up against one another in.
This game was an absolute blowout.
The matchup between Caitlin Clark and Paige Bueckers wasn't just anticipated, it was historic. For weeks, fans circled the date. 2 generational talents, 2 #1 picks, 1 court, and 1 question on everyone's mind. Who runs this new era of the WNBA?
This is what it looks like when they let Caitlin Clark.
From the moment the ball tipped at Gainbridge Fieldhouse, the energy was unreal. This wasn't your average regular season game. This felt like destiny. Nationally televised on ABC, streamed across ESPN+, and with over 17,000 fans packed into the arena, you could feel the weight of it. Every possession pulsed with tension. Every glance between Clark and Bueckers felt personal. College rivals turned professional enemies, and they both knew exactly what was at stake.
There were, again, 5 players on the Indiana Fever who scored.
Because what was supposed to be a battle between 2 equal forces, 2 #1 picks, 2 college legends, 2 future faces of the league, turned into a Caitlin Clark masterclass. By halftime, it wasn't a game anymore. It was a statement.
Where the Indiana Fever beat the Dallas Wings 102-.
Let's rewind. This was the first time Caitlin and Paige met as pros. The hype was unreal. Paige came out swinging, she looked sharp, she hit shots. She finished with 21 points, 4 rebounds, and 4 assists on 9 of 15 shooting. The numbers were solid, but here's the thing. They didn't matter, because halfway through the second quarter, something changed. Caitlin flipped a switch.
Caitlin Clark running the show. Caitlin Clark running the offense, being the innovator of offense, the distributor of offense.
She started controlling everything. Caitlin Clark didn't just rise to the moment, she owned it. While Bueckers came out firing, it was Clark who seized control. Her fingerprints were on everything. The Fever exploded for 64 first-half points, a league high this season, and by halftime, it was already over.
Caitlin Clark ended the game with 14 points, 13 assists, and.
She wasn't jacking up shots. She was dissecting the game like a surgeon. She found every weakness in the Wings' defense, punished every slow rotation, read every passing lane. 14 points, 13 assists, 5 steals, and she did it all while playing under a minute's restriction with a groin injury.
Caitlin Clark is now has the 5th most double-doubles with points and assists in WNBA history.
Let's pause there. She tied her career high in steals while injured and still had energy left to run the offense like a veteran. Oh, and she also helped Indiana break a franchise record with 30 team assists. That's not just leadership, that's domination.
Excuse me, they scored 64 points in the first.
The Fever exploded in the second quarter, 36-15. That run shattered whatever game plan Dallas had. 64 first-half points, the most by any WNBA team this season. And Paige? She couldn't stop it. Even when she had her moment, a slick steal and tough and 1 finish over Clark, it barely dented the lead. By halftime, it was 64-42. The game was cooked.
In this game, Caitlin Clark had a monster all-around game. Everybody ate in this game. Everybody got fed.
Caitlin didn't outscore Paige. She outplayed her. She turned the court into a chessboard and made every move count. Meanwhile, the Wings looked lost. No answers, no pace, no chemistry. Even with Natasha Howard dropping 18 and Liu Ru scoring 16, the Fever were just too much.
The difference, that is the difference maker between Caitlin and Paige.
And it wasn't just a win, it was a passing of the torch. Or maybe the torch was snatched out of Paige's hands before she even got to hold it. Caitlin made it clear, this league is moving fast and she's not waiting for anyone to catch up. By the end, fans weren't just buzzing, they were exploding. TikTok clips hit millions. Twitter turned into a Caitlin Clark shrine, and the scariest part? This is only round one.
There's just such a noticeable difference of when Caitlin Clark is on the floor, how she playmakes with her team, the kind of passes that she passes to her team, the way that the floor opens up when Caitlin is on the floor because of how the defenses have to adjust to guard.
Caitlin Clark wasn't just playing basketball, she was rewriting the rulebook while limping on a sore groin and still outthinking everyone on the floor. 14 points, 13 assists, 5 steals, and wait for it, she did all that under a minute's restriction. If that doesn't mess with your head, it should.
She got it. She got it. She got it.
She shot 4 for 12 from the field. Barely touched the rim half the time, but it didn't matter because she wasn't there to drop 40. She was there to run the entire game. And she did, like a conductor with a basketball instead of a baton.
Caitlin Clark has reached 200 points and 100 assists this season. The fastest to do so in a single season in WNBA.
Clark tied her career high in steals that night, 5, and that's while recovering from a groin injury, mind you. Most players would be pacing themselves, not Clark. She was jumping lanes, picking pockets, and snatching possessions like it was Black Friday at midcourt.
Really facilitating, she was playmaking, she was getting her teammates involved.
But here's where it gets freaky. She became just the 5th player in WNBA history to log multiple games with 10+ points, 10+ assists, and 5+ steals. We're talking names that live in the Hall of Fame neighborhood, and Clark's only getting started.
This team today played fast.
She didn't just play well, she ran a basketball clinic. Indiana recorded 30 team assists, a franchise record. Think about that. 30 buckets coming straight off passes. Clark wasn't forcing shots. She was feeding everyone. It was like she had cheat codes activated. Every possession looked like WNBA 2K on God mode. She made the Wings defense look like they were on a 4-second delay. And that second quarter? Oh, let's talk about that second quarter massacre.
Mitchell with 20 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists.
The Fever detonated. That's the only word. They didn't just score, they unleashed a storm. 36-15 in one quarter. That's the kind of run that makes coaches rethink their careers. At halftime, Indiana had 64 points on the board, the most any team has scored in one half all season. Not just a good night, a record breaker. And Clark didn't do it alone.
We had Natasha Howard with 18 points and 2 rebounds and 2 assists.
Kelsey Mitchell lit up the floor with 20 points, and suddenly defenders had no clue where the next bucket was coming from. Indiana was cooking, inside, outside, fast break, you name it. The Wings, meanwhile, their defense looked like cardboard props. No rotation, no hustle, just 5 people standing around like they were waiting for a bus.
Because Paige and Caitlin essentially play the same position. They are both at least guard.
Dallas did have a few sparks. Natasha Howard put up 18, Lee Yuru added 16, but let's be honest, they were just keeping it from being a 40-point loss. And the Fever? They weren't just playing hard, they were playing together. They looked like a team on a mission. Dallas looked like 5 strangers who met in the locker room 15 minutes before tip-off.
We are looking at where these 2 players are in their WNBA careers. Caitlin is still the best.
But what made this game really wild, what turned it from blowout to legendary, was the rivalry. Because this wasn't just 2 rookies hooping, this was unfinished business. Paige Bueckers ended Caitlin's title dreams in the 2024 Final Four. She shut the door on Iowa, and fans never let that go. And neither did Clark.
Here's Bueckers, a deep one. Is good! Paige Bueckers from Caitlin Clark.
You could feel the tension from the first possession. Every assist from Clark looked like a quiet flex. Every steal? Payback. This wasn't just basketball. It was chess with sweat and sneakers. Clark was out here making sure Paige knew. This time, I'm in control.
Strategies for these other teams when they go up against Caitlin, they are as physical as they possibly can be with her.
It didn't matter that Paige dropped 21. It didn't matter that she had the prettier shooting percentage. Because the energy of the game, the momentum, the dominance, it all belonged to Caitlin. She wasn't just trying to beat Bueckers, she wanted her to feel it. And guess what? the world noticed.
Handle the pressure well, they handle the physicality well, but it's something that has to change, and I'm just really...
Clips of Clark's passes, her lockdown steals, her cross-court dimes, they lit TikTok on fire. Within hours, millions of views. ESPN ran the highlights like it was the NBA Finals. Bleacher Report dropped 3 back-to-back posts. "She's him" trended across Twitter. Yes, him. Even celebrities started jumping in. Athletes, musicians, random verified accounts. Everyone wanted a piece of the Caitlin Clark show. And the debate exploded. Is this her league now? Is Paige still in the conversation? Was this just one hot night? Or did we just watch the start of a takeover?
This is exactly what we got in mind when we think about this team, when we think about what this team can...
Even WNBA legends got loud. Not the polite, "oh, they're talented" commentary. No, we're talking this was historic level praise. Because this wasn't fluff. This was a 22-year-old rewriting expectations while half the league watched from the sidelines. And that's the scary part. This wasn't a fluke. It wasn't a lucky night. It was Caitlin Clark doing what she does and making the entire WNBA pay attention.
And this is the backing down of the ball. Back down, Jordan fadeaway.
Let's get one thing straight. This wasn't just a win. It was a warning shot to the rest of the league. The Indiana Fever didn't just move above 500, they moved into dangerous territory. That's 11-10 now, officially on the winning side of the standings, and suddenly, this team that looked like it was in rebuild mode 6 months ago now looks like a legit threat. And the person driving that shift? Caitlin Clark.
She's a really exciting player, and one thing that impresses me about her is how composed she is as a freshman.
Not just scoring, not just flashy passes. She's literally building the franchise in real time. She's the kind of player who walks in, makes everyone better, and turns role players into highlight machines. It's wild. You can see it on the floor. There's rhythm, spacing, ball movement, confidence. That doesn't just happen. That's Clark effect.
There is still no word on if Caitlin Clark's going to be in the three-point contest.
Now flip it over to Dallas and it's 6-16. That record speaks volumes. Yes, Bueckers is incredible. Yes, she dropped 21 points and tried to drag her team forward, but the truth is harsh. She's doing it alone. The Wings' issues were on full display. Defense, Swiss cheese. Ball movement, barely there. Energy, gone by the second quarter. Even with solid performances from Natasha Howard and Lee Ueru, the Wings looked out of sync, underpowered, and completely overwhelmed.
Finding their groove, and they're starting to find that, and this was one of the first games where I feel like there wasn't so much selfish play. They were moving as a unit. They was just sitting on the bench, and she looked defeated, and I didn't love that even.
And that's where the shift is happening. The WNBA has always had its powerhouses, the Aces, the Liberty, but now we're watching a new structure take form. Clark isn't just making noise, she's changing the entire vibe of the league. She's young, she's relentless, and she's turning a middle-of-the-pack franchise into a team no one wants to face. And it's not just about points or assists, it's presence, it's leadership. She's not just a player, you can already see her turning into a blueprint.
Fever continue to play like this, they can be a good team, but I'm not getting too high, I'm not getting too low on everything.
Meanwhile, the Paige Bueckers chapter is far from over. Yes, this one stings. She took the L. But let's not pretend she's going to just fade away. This is just the beginning. These two, they're going to meet again, and again, and again, because now the WNBA has its golden rivalry. It's Bird versus Magic. It's Serena versus Venus moment. The league knows it, the fans feel it, the media already milking it for all it's worth. You can bet your bottom dollar the next time these two clash, it's getting top billing. Prime slot, front page, all eyes on Caitlin and Paige. Because this isn't just about two stars, it's about franchise identity. Indiana is Caitlin's team now. Dallas is being rebuilt around Paige. And every time they share the floor, it's personal.
Guys, I think what the Indiana Fever needs more than anything is just consistency. It's like putting games together back to back, growing the team chemistry, growing that consistency.
And don't sleep on the stakes. These games will matter. For playoff seeding, for legacies, for bragging rights. And next time, don't expect Paige to stay quiet. She'll remember this. She'll be locked in. And we might just get a revenge game for the ages. Because make no mistake, this is war in progress. And as for the league, this isn't some slow buildup. The WNBA isn't waiting to grow, it's erupting. So if you thought this game was intense, you better buckle up. Because round 2 is coming on August 12, 2025, and it's going to be even nastier. Make sure you subscribe to the channel to get the latest updates on the WNBA season.